welcome back to the Mad Media Podcast. I'm Ryder.
And I'm John.
And welcome to our Halloween special, ladies and gentlemen. This is the episode that we have been waiting for quite some time. We are horror aficionados, probably John more than me. I'm getting into it. I call myself an aficionado. I'm scared shitless of horror movies, so I don't know why I bothered to use that moniker, but you guys on the channel seem to love watching me get scared out of my mind. John, how are you with horror films in general?
I think we've had this discussion before. It depends on what kind of horror film. I'm as jumpy and I get freaked out as much as anyone else. Well, like you watched a slasher film recently. Or Halloween. You watched Halloween for the first time?
I watched Halloween, yep.
How was that for you? Like, was there a lot of jump scares and stuff like that?
So here's the thing. I went into it all cocky. I was like, this is 1978. I'm fine. It's going to be more cheesy than anything. And don't get me wrong, some of the acting in there was so cheesy. It was like, ha ha, hey, jerko, speed kills. And I'm like, you're supposed to be an adult here. And but then there are some things that just carried throughout the decades, like a sudden or a burst, a moment of silence followed by like a burst of sound, and it's a horrible distorted sound. Somebody comes out of the shadows, and it scared me. So when I was coming into it cocky, I was like, I'm fine. My guard was completely down, and then this happens, and I'm like, I made a mistake. I made a big mistake.
Well, like one thing with those 70s movies too is they use a lot of scores and stuff like that to kind of emulate the fear and stuff like that, like a shriek or something when you see something.
Yeah.
Or in Halloween, I like how it's shot. Like there's certain aspects of Halloween where it's like it's cool. Like there's a lot of panning and stuff like that. You can see different stuff.
There's like a lot of just long shots of characters walking, and it looks like some of it was over the shoulder, but I think it's just the rigs that weren't as sturdy as they are now. But it still gave me the effect that I felt like there was somebody watching Laurie the entire time from afar, and I was like, I really like that. I will say the main theme, I've never been able to take the main theme of Halloween seriously because it's always just been a vibe to me, because there was some themes in there that were like and I was like, that's creepier than and I was like, I appreciate it for what it is, but it makes me want to groove more than actually be scared. But it was still good. I liked it.
One of my favorite old scores in like movies is the old Exorcist with the bells.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with that, like the old Exorcist score.
Yep.
Like that. But yeah, like 70s films. There's a certain amount of cheese that kind of has to be.
Now here's the thing: when you have that kind of corniness, we were talking just offline about this, how we like certain things in our antagonists, in our villains in horror films. One thing that I really need that I don't think I'm going to get out of the Michael Myers Halloween series is I need the killer to not be invulnerable. Yeah, I need there to be something to be able to beat them, but knowing that there are so many different Halloween movies tells me that this one character is invincible. It's like the equivalent of Star Wars, the somehow Palpatine returned. Like, fucking how? Yeah.
I always called Michael Myers the unstoppable janitor, just because I mean, but you're right. I mean, you can shoot him in the head with a 357 Magnum, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, he's gone. Like rats took his body away.
It's like the reverse Superman effect, where whoever you pit Superman against, unless that person is equipped with an incredible amount of kryptonite, I'm not going to be interested in the fight because there's no comparison in power.
Yeah. Well, it's like, those movies, I get it. There has to be a lead up to 7 movies, you know what I mean? Like the Freddy, the Jasons and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm sorry, but if you shoot anything in the head with a 357 Magnum, it's not going to get up.
Obviously this is the first one that I've seen. Have they alluded to like the possibility of him being able to be decapitated, or does he have like an iron neck?
I mean, to be honest, it's like any other villain. He can take blow after blow I think he gets stabbed numerous times. I think
Mhm.
he gets shot quite a bit,
Yeah.
and for some reason he just can't. I don't think, and
Yeah.
that's the thing too. It's like with Mike Myers, it's kind of weird because he's not supposed to be this immortal
Mhm.
person.
Yeah.
He's a guy from an insane asylum.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
he's not a Jason Voorhees kind of thing. So he should be able to be taken down theoretically
Gotcha.
by guns and stuff like that. But it's it's just part of the cinematic thing where, I shot the shit out of him. Let's go see his body 3 seconds later, and then he come out there. Like, where'd he go?
Yeah. I
There's got to be
laughed
that
my
aspect of
ass
it.
off. There's a scene in the original where these kids are about to go into the Myers house and that
Yep.
doctor is off to the sides and he's trying to like get them to stay away, so he just comes up with this absurd voice. He's like, "Hey kids, get your ass off that porch." And I'm like,
Yep.
what a choice. What a choice, Doc.
Mhm.
To just go
Yep.
so ghetto to get those kids off your porch.
Yeah. Do you plan on watching the rest of them, like through your stream, or?
Probably if my viewers are open to it, then yeah, I'll definitely do it.
I was gonna say they start to get real wild when Rob Zombie directs
I've
them.
heard. I've heard.
It's more. It goes more full tilt visuals instead of storyline kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
It's let's be honest, Rob Zombie, he's not the best director. You know what I mean? He's okay, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is. I saw one horror movie I watched recently. I watched it I think Friday night.
Hmm.
Was I sent you the trailer. I don't know if you watched it, but Good Boy. Have you?
No. No.
So Good Boy it's a horror movie,
Hmm.
kind of from the outlook of almost like a dog, like a
Hmm.
pet.
Hmm.
Like it's all filmed around this dog, this guy's pet, and it's like a paranormal movie and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And how it was filmed, I thought it was so interesting how it was filmed because it's all around this dog, and then there's like people having conversations in the background, but
Hmm.
it's kind of blurred out,
Hmm.
like it's not really part of the story. And then it's like this dog hearing noises, and it's I think the point of it is like dogs can sense paranormal like things or whatever
I
kind
gotcha.
of thing. And this dog is screwed with relentlessly by these ghosts and stuff like that. As his owner just talks, he hears like whistles from basements and stuff like that.
God.
Um, I won't say too much because it's a new movie, but
Hmm.
I thought it was one of the more unique movies I've seen
Okay.
as of late. Just the way
Cool.
it was filmed,
Yeah.
and it was and how they kind of made it just boggles me because you have to have a dog doing like certain things,
Yeah.
and this dog has to be trained very well.
Yeah.
To I mean, some stuff you can get them to do, but other things it's like, how do you have that much control over the dog during filming? You know what I
Right.
mean? To have
Right.
to do
Right.
this, and that. But yeah,
Um.
that was an interesting one.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. All right,
Yep.
before we go any further, before we take a deep
Yeah.
dive into some of our favorite
Mhm.
horror monsters of film, just in general, legends, lore, things like that, in the spirit of Halloween, we're going to just take a step back. And, John, let me ask you,
All right.
John, Mr. Omnipotent Owl background haver, which I have to say, and I've been meaning to say this for quite some time,
Yep.
your background makes me so self-conscious because I have three pairs of eyes staring down at me by these
Oh, I know.
LSD owls in the background, and they look like my parents, and that's a whole different thing. But um,
Cult.
yeah. So, John, from where
Let's
you
hear it.
are,
Mhm.
what does your ideal Halloween look like?
Um, well, in North Dakota, we unfortunately have the unfortunate thing is we have to deal with the weather.
Oh,
More than likely it's going to snow. You know what I mean?
on this Friday?
Oh, it'll like it's been hinting towards snow for a
Are
while.
you kidding me?
Sometimes it
Oh my
yeah,
god.
sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes we get lucky all the way to Christmas. But sometimes the first snowfall will be around Halloween. Really, a full costume as a kid is
Mm-hmm.
kind of irrelevant. because you can only really wear the mask. You're wearing like a winter coat because it's
Yeah.
relatively cold out. Where I grew up in a small town, so you went around, house to house. You got
Mm.
candy there.
Hmm.
That was before people started being shitty and putting razor blades and popcorn balls and stuff like that too. So you could
Yeah.
get like
Yeah.
homemade stuff.
Yeah.
Um, my mom really goes all out for Halloween. She's doing her house does hot dogs and hamburgers. So you just roll up and you can get a hot dog or a hamburger for free, kind
That's
of
kind
thing.
of nice. Damn,
Yeah.
that's a
So it's like,
way different Halloween.
yep. And then it was kind of around like our Halloween was kind of around that time where people started giving out like full candy bars or sodas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
kind of the transition point.
Yep.
But I don't know. It was my hometown has a pretty normal Halloween kind of thing where you just go around trick or treating.
Okay.
It's a community where you can trick or treat alone around the community. You don't have to
Gotcha.
keep watch your kids very much. It's
Yeah.
a small community.
Now, are the houses close together enough where you can just walk from house to house to house?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
My hometown is really only a mile by a mile.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
I mean, you can walk up
Mm-hmm.
and down the street, hit every house in one night. In Fargo, it's a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
because there's certain neighborhoods that you go to, like you go to the quote unquote rich neighborhoods, I guess.
That's where you go.
I mean, that's where you go. And then there's also the mall. You can go to the mall. There's a lot of people that trick or treat in the mall. If it's
Mm-hmm.
like I said, if it's snowing out, you go to the mall or you go to like certain get together spots where you're indoors and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Unfortunately, my apartment building is a controlled access,
Mm.
and I don't have a buzzer, so we don't get any trick or treaters or anything like that. But
Gotcha.
I'm not so sure they would come around my place anyway. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not really the neighborhood.
Any parties or anything like that?
Um, we used to have a party every year at my buddy. I used to be in a band, and the house that we did a band rehearsal at,
Mm-hmm.
we used to have a Halloween party
Mm-hmm.
there every year. Now some people say I'm kind of a Scrooge or something like that, but I
Right.
never really dressed up, I
Yeah.
guess. I
Nothing
would
at
always
all.
just not really. No. I one year I was going to go as who's the bald guy that in the white t-shirt that cleans the kitchens. So
Oh,
what's his
Mr.
name?
Clean?
Mr. Clean. I was going to be Mr. Clean one
That
year
would work.
just cuz I think yeah, well,
That'd
I'm
be
bald
perfect.
and relatively pasty white. Uh
Well, no one on
but
this pod will ever know.
you're right. But no, I mean I would usually just go to the parties, stuff like
Yeah.
that and hang out.
Yeah.
How was yours? Like in the big city?
It
I guess it's probably
is
nice.
it is insane. Now, like not only do you have people sitting, so of course the apartment complex is a little hard, but the people will sit outside their
Mhm.
stoops. If you go into any other boroughs like Manhattan, Brooklyn, like they'll really have people sitting on the stoop handing out candy. They'll do a lot of trunk or treating. Some of the shop owners, they'll have candy sitting outside, things like that. This year, I made the little one and I have a running joke about sweet corn because I just rolled the window down and just screamed sweet corn at a bunch of strangers and she died laughing. So I was like, okay, I can't not capitalize on this inside joke. So I went onto Amazon. I got like a $20 full adult corn on the cob costume, and
Yep.
I'm just gonna be running down the street screaming sweet corn with her this week. So I'm super excited for that, and I love it that she loves this embarrassment because I know it's not gonna last much longer. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be my favorite part. Now, at those Halloween parties that you go to, what's one thing that has to be there to make it a good Halloween party?
Oh man.
Like apples to
Well, it's
bob for, cider,
um
donuts, candy, booze.
well it was more like there wasn't really anything like that kind of going on. It was more just a social get together, like a like a like an alternative to the bar basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're kind of that kind of a hang, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um they would I don't know that like the host would do a pretty good job at like baking stuff and stuff like that and handing out like they would give us treats and stuff like that, like baked treats and stuff like that.
That's
But as far as like bobbing for apples and stuff like that, I guess they never really did anything like that. No
there's
competition
a.
or anything.
I always found that there's a fine line between bobbing for apples and just straight up drowning.
Pretty much. I mean,
Voluntary drowning.
yeah. Add booze on top of that too. That's when I used to drink, so it's like it was more of a that
Yeah.
kind of Halloween
Yeah.
was more
Yeah.
of a party
Yeah.
for me, I guess.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
I got one more thing before
okay.
we keep going. I
I
posted
got a
this.
few things too.
Okay,
So,
good. I posted this on the channel.
mhm.
Is there a certain costume? Can you think of any costume that Halloween can't make sexy? Because
Okay.
like God bless women, the costume industry will try no matter what it is. I don't care if it's like
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. They'll make a sexy Mount Rushmore. Traffic
Man.
cones you can make
I,
sexy. I don't know.
that's true. I saw one time. I don't know if it was homemade or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's two of them. Let's put it this way. There's two of them. There's a guy's costume and a woman's costume. I'll do one of each.
Okay.
I saw a woman's costume one time. I saw a plague doctor, but it was like a it was like the I don't know what you would say, the promiscuous
Like a mini skirt
slave. Yeah, it was like there was a lot showing except for it had a mask and then
with the
there wasn't
long
much else.
beak.
Yeah, like there was a plague doctor.
I'd be
That
conflicted with that
stuff's like,
one. Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know about that lady, but okay.
Especially since the
Um,
whole premise is to stay away from you.
Pretty much. It's yeah, and then it kind of looked like just she got her, the rest of it torn off by a rabid dog or something. It didn't look right. Let's put it that way. And then there was one costume I saw. It was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
but sexy it was not.
Okay.
There was at the bar. I looked over when I was at a Halloween get together at a bar, and I saw a midget with a cupid, um,
Oh, okay.
dressed up as a
Okay.
cupid.
I could see that.
But have you ever seen the movie Scrooged?
No.
You've never? Okay. Look up look up the taxi driving midget in Scrooged. The
Okay.
guy looked just like that. He looked haggard, like he hasn't
Gotcha.
slept in 18 years. You know
Damn.
what I mean? He hasn't showered in probably it's like
Yeah.
it was probably the grossest thing I've ever seen,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was an awesome costume.
Damn. It sounds all right. Yeah. No, that's on the list. That's good. I could see. All right. Cool. Not quite sexy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that tracks. All right. What you got?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's the costume that you just, no matter what, it does not.
I think I think if we stay in the food category for me, it's probably something like
Yeah.
that. Like for some reason, all the women get all these great costumes. Like, oh, I'm a cop. Oh, I'm a prisoner. I'm a whatever.
Mhm.
Everything just an excuse for a miniskirt version of that. Which fine, no problem with that. But if you go food, like especially greasy food, like oh, I'm a taco. Oh, I'm a cheeseburger, or like a chicken wing. Like I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying you're gonna have to really work. Unless it's like, oh, I'm a milkshake, in which case, okay, I can totally see that, especially with like the
Mhm.
bottle shape, like glass bottle of something. I could see that. But like a greasy ass burger, like, oh, I'm a Five Guys burger. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm so conflicted. But like I'm
Five
not saying
Guys
you can't.
burger.
I'm just saying don't. I don't know. Can you be a sexy oil rig? I don't know. I don't know.
Like I said, if they could try to be a sexy plague doctor, I guess sexy can be,
I
a
I will
clothespin
I will
depending
always
on
give
the
them
case.
credit for trying. I'm just not
For sure.
saying to expect success or the right reaction for that matter. I might call BP
Yep.
or the EPA on you.
You're right. Okay, I was gonna say one more costume that I haven't done yet that I was
Okay.
going to do. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Now you might not know this reference, but
Probably not.
it's a Billy Bob Thornton movie.
Gotcha.
Carl from Sling Blade.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. When we're off of this, do me a
Okay.
favor and look up Carl from Sling
You
Blade.
are the
And
king of obscure references.
Sling Blade is such a good movie. Like
Yeah.
it's it is a little bit like, off
Mhm.
the radar kind of for a lot of people. A lot of people have
Yeah.
seen it, but it's, I'm not that surprised that a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's basically he's like a not all there
Mhm.
psychopathic killer that just got out of a mental institution basically.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he's got I would have to grow my hair out and he's got the weirdest haircut ever. So I'd have to keep my hair all I would have to basically wear denim from head to toe, and then he always carried around instead of having a bag to
Mhm.
put his books in,
Yeah.
he always just put books in a belt and cinched his belt up.
Oh,
So I would have
okay.
to yeah, so I mean and then there's a lot of, like, talking and stuff like that that I would have to do. But
Yeah.
yeah, you find that out on your own kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
I'll add it to the list.
one question before we move on.
Yeah.
When you were young, what was your favorite costume you ever dressed up as?
Okay, so favorite is going to be different from most memorable for me. So favorite was probably I got to dress up as Buzz Lightyear one time when I was a kid. That one was
Yeah.
good. I knew what I was. I knew how to act like him. I reacted as such. Then I started getting into the more violent, bloody stuff as I was growing up. But
Mhm.
there was one, and I don't think this was my choice. I got to be a pilot, and I dressed like one of those old pilots, kind of like Snoopy, the Red Baron, and everything, and Peanuts. But my dad spent about a month making an entire cardboard airplane with suspenders for and straps for me to sit in and everything and have over my shoulders. And I wasn't too into it, but he was so gung-ho about it. And I was like, okay, yeah, Dad, you do you. He put it on me. It fit fine. It was probably about like 6 feet in width. I went to the
Yeah.
first house, couldn't fit through the doorway, cried my ass off, threw it off, and then went the rest of the night without it. And my dad just standing there with the cardboard plane
So
that he spent a month long working and watching it just left behind as I just keep going like dwindling
man.
down the street. I was like, yeah, sorry, Dad. We fucked up.
But see, that's cool though. I've never had a costume made for me. But,
Yeah.
kids are so shitty, they don't care.
Yeah.
One
It's like
one little obstacle in that month, you could have stomped on it.
it's like trick or treat. Ah! I'm
That's
like, man,
awesome.
and now I'm getting my karma because I'm looking at certain things that like my little one is doing, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean this is gonna this is gonna throw your whole night off? Like it was
Yeah.
one bug. It was a tiny bug. Like get over it.
Yep. Well, a lot of people do say until you have kids of your own or you start taking care of kids, you'll
Yeah.
never understand your actions as a
Yeah.
kid until that time,
Yeah.
for
We
sure.
attended a special event this past weekend, and I told her, I was like, Mom and I were a part of history or a part of history
Mhm.
now, and she goes, did you both die? And I'm like, no, what? No, why would you say that? She's like, you said you're a part of history. History is in the past. I was like,
Right.
oh no, you are thinking way too much into this, but I appreciate the effort. Thanks for the wish.
So would that be your most memorable
Most
then?
memorable is definitely the one where I made my dad's months like long work like superfluous
Shattered
within
his
the
dreams
first
in 6
within the
seconds.
first 8 minutes.
Oh, man, I bet he had a whiskey that night. Uh, so what was your favorite costume, like, as a kid? Be it if you made it or not, like, you bought and made anything.
Bought and made. I didn't buy or make anything. I think I'm trying to remember what I did in college. I remember like, oh my, all my girlfriends were just like cowgirls, and I was like, that is the most
Mhm.
minimal effort you could do. You already have the plaid and the crop top and the Daisy
Yeah.
Dukes. Like, all you got to do is just buy the hat. But for me, God, I have no idea what I went as. I think I did some sort of Zelda ninja like thing one year and had like a
Okay.
plastic sword. Um, but I don't know. They're really not memorable. I remember far more costumes of other people than my own.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll have to go back. If I find some pictures, I'll put them on the pod.
Now, I would say probably, my favorite costumes, I got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Um, I w when I was a kid, that's when the, Ninja Turtle movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
The live action one or
Yeah.
whatever, and, they sold full Ninja Turtle costumes, like
Mm.
almost like a onesie.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that was one of my favorite things to wear, even after Halloween. I
Yeah.
loved it. I like now you're gonna hate me for this one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't remember which one I was. I was the one with the purple. It was that
Uh,
Donatello.
is it Donatello? You,
I
dude,
guess it's
you
just
could say any of them, and I will say you're right.
okay. People would I mean, there's people that would crucify me for that. Just like, you
Oh, I
don't even
know.
know which one you were, you know? It's
I
like,
know.
yeah, whatever. They had 2 of them. I was one of them. My brother was the other one,
Yeah.
basically. He was orange, I was purple. That's how it worked out. And then one year, I went as Bill Clinton.
Oh my God.
I found a Bill Clinton mask, and I walked around with a full suit on.
Dude, I
That
saw
was one of my favorites.
that is funny. Dude, I saw somebody who was a Pokemon and a Pokemon trainer, and they couldn't figure out how to get the mechanics of throwing the Pokeball at the Pokemon and getting them in the Pokeball. So they just had them
Yeah.
on a leash the whole time. And I was like, this is so wrong. Like
Work it out however you need to.
Squirtle has a chain leash around his neck. This is awful. This really makes Pokemon look like the dog fighting it always was.
Right.
But
Oh, yeah.
all right, let's say we get into it.
Oh, good. Go ahead, man.
All right. All right, got a little break in there. All right. So, Halloween, spooky season, getting all the content out there that we can to embody spooky season. Do you have a favorite villain or horror series or just something when you think of Halloween when you think of spooky season, what movies or shows come to mind?
Now, does it necessarily have to be a Halloween movie or just like a
No, no.
monster kinda creepy movie?
No, Halloween has always been
Um,
in the spirit of spooky, creepy horror terror, so anything that
oh,
embodies that.
I mean, okay, one of my favorite Halloween movies ever, we'll start with, like I'll name a few Halloween movies, but, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus.
That's on my list. I've never seen it.
I love Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
It's such a it's I don't know, it's just a fun movie for,
Mhm.
like it's one of those movies that you can watch as a kid
Mhm.
and as an adult and
Yep.
just appreciate it. Like,
Now,
they came out with a new one, and it was not very good,
that's what I
but the
heard.
original was great.
Yeah. Now give me like a yes or no here. Was the new one a shot for shot remake or did they change the story? Or let me ask, did they change the story, yes or no?
Not really, like, the witches were still, like, the same the witches were the same and
So it
everything like
was
that. It
just
was
a
more
an exact remake?
no, it was, I think it was I wanna say it was, like, where it left off kinda thing,
Okay.
or, like, you have to do a certain thing to conjure these witches.
Gotcha.
So it was, like, certain amount of time before they got conjured again,
Okay.
basically.
All right. That's how
Yep,
there's so many horror films.
yep.
Like I just watched it for the first time this past weekend. That's the same thing. Every 27 years Pennywise shows up. If you can defeat him
Yep,
now, good luck. Wait another 27 years.
mhm,
And I was like, man, that is just a perfect way to ensure that this franchise continues.
yep. Another movie that's kinda like that it is, Jeepers Creepers too.
Okay.
There's an anniversary where he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
He has to come back and feed on, like, humans and stuff like that to
Gotcha.
regenerate his body or something like
Yeah.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, like, every 20 years or 22 years or something like that, or 14 years, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, oh man, Pennywise though,
Mm-hmm.
it you just watched the first remake, or did you watch the original?
No, no, no. Just the first one and from 2017.
Okay, okay. So what are your thoughts? Have you seen the original?
No.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Pennywise as a like a monster kind of smoke and mirrors villain kind of thing, you know what I mean? Because it's
I
very much like a camouflage kind of thing.
Yeah, and I really like that. He's adaptive. And that's what I really like
Mhm.
out of my villains. I don't want them to be so rigid that they're incapable of adapting to the needs of what the protagonist's need to fear, and that's what he was. He was the embodiment of fear, whatever shape that took for you. And so
Yep.
he played around with it because he was in complete control. If you were a hypochondriac, if you had a dead brother, or if you had an abusive father, he took the shape of that fear, which took the character who had to overcome that fear. It gave them an individual journey and an arc to be able to overcome that fear, because it wasn't the entire group having to overcome one fear. It was each member of the group having to individually overcome their own fear, and it personalized the journey for them. And I love that. And then at the end, he fed off of their fear, and when he was, he devoid of that, he kind of crumbled back into nothing down the hole. And I was like, I really like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of the coolest, I think, shots of that movie is when what's the kid's name? It's the first scene in the movie,
Georgie,
where Georgie's he's got his boat going down and then he goes in that drain.
Yeah,
I think one of the coolest shots they do, kind of showing him adapting to the situation and trying to like fool this kid, is when he first pops up in the sewer. He's got like glowing gold eyes, and then when he comes out, he's got blue eyes that emulate almost like his brother's eyes or something like that. And then kind of go back and forth as he goes in the shadows and stuff like that.
I will say the one scene that really set the tone for me was right before that, when Georgie is following the boat down the street that's on the water, is that where Georgie ducks under the one caution barricade, but he misses the second one and just gets smacked right in the face. And I had to stop myself from laughing, because I was like, oh, this set the tone that we are willing to hurt kids in this movie.
Oh, for sure. And like and on top of that too, we were all kids once. We all remember just eating shit into something.
Yeah. But it's like you saw the first one. The second one was 4 feet from that.
Oh man, I had a stupid moment like that when I was a kid. I was walking. Yeah, have you ever walked, like just been walking and then paying attention to something on the side and you walk right into a pole?
Oh yeah.
That's the dumbest. And then you like look around and try to play it all cool and then walk around it and make sure no one heard the dong of the
Dude, I had a brain fart like that today. We went to go see the new Springsteen movie, and I was backing up, and I thought I was with my friend, and I get this tap on my shoulder as I'm backing up. So I'm like, okay, my friend just, wants to let me know that they're there. And I turn around, and it's this old man. And it took my brain, I swear to God, a good 5 seconds of staring directly into his eyes to realize that this was not my young friend. And I look, and this was me. I was like,
just like, oh no.
And we had such a moment. I felt good.
Yep. I had a moment like that just recently. Like I met a buddy at a downtown bar during the week, and it was just like, whatever. I haven't seen him in a while. I'll go have a drink with him, right? And that's when the old crowd and the weirdos come out to play. Basically, it's not a college bar at that point. It's who drinks during the week, and then just people with nothing to do, old people.
Gotcha.
And this guy tapped me on the shoulder, and he wanted me to watch his beer, his phone, and his wallet as he went somewhere. That's how trusting people are in Fargo.
It sounds like he's gonna jump somewhere.
That's kind of what I was like. I was like, yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it for a little bit, and then like it was one of those situations where I looked back over and he disappeared way quicker than he probably should have. You know what I mean? One of those creepy moments, and I was like, okay. And then I kept talking, and then I just feel this just fucking hand on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And then this guy's face just comes right here. He's like, thanks for watching that. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Am I going to get stabbed tonight?
It's like the Halloween version of What Would You Do?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. It's like that might as well have been Pennywise. I was like, Jesus Christ.
And you know what? And that always makes me think Halloween, or just some spooky stuff, like a spooky element in general, is that you could just remove a few frames and have somebody
Mhm.
run or disappear quicker than you expect, and you've got yourself a
Yeah.
horror film. It's so easy. Like Halloween had such a small budget, and you don't need a
Yep.
big budget for a lot of these movies, and they made like tens of millions of dollars. It's so
Yeah.
easy to make some of these. You just have to have a compelling story. Now,
Yep.
for me, and I think we're of similar age. What reminds me of Halloween, and obviously Halloween is an inherently children's holiday, so most of my memories are being a child. When I got older, yes, you had the Halloween parties, but you lost the essence of Halloween and the fantasy of it. It was just an excuse to go and drink and party with your friends and
Yeah.
all the women in impossibly sexy costumes. But as a kid,
Couldn't hurt.
watching it, Disney Channel, Halloween Town,
Oh.
those
Mhm.
movies defined my childhood. I couldn't get enough of Halloween Town.
Well, that I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even think of that for a second. The Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of the kid movies, like around where like we're transitioning from being like a kid to a teenager.
Yeah.
Those movies were so good. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
when we had Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
We had in the Halloween Town. We had. Do you remember the movie Under Wraps?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like karate.
Yeah.
Yep. Like just movies like that, just dumb movies, but they're so good.
They are, but like at the same time, Halloween to me was never about scaring. It was always, those movies were innocent because they were kids Halloween movies. So it was never about scaring. Like what is it? The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, there's horror and everything, but horror is kind of universal, and it doesn't just have to do with October. And then
Mhm.
when I got older, I started introducing myself to more and more horror stuff. But then also like Dia de los Muertos, like the Day of the Dead, that kind of stuff. And there was so much more to it than just scary. But the things that I remember most is just, okay, it's a time everything turns black and orange. You have candy,
Mhm.
you have Halloween Town, and you just had a good time.
Well, and then like back then too, that was such an interesting way of filming movies too. There was so
Hmm.
much. It was almost like a Sleepy Hollow effect. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we've talked about Sleepy Hollow before, how it's just there's nothing bright and vivid. It's all
Hmm.
just gloomy and stuff like that. Like James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
the only bright thing is that peach. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it's like such a weird like Nightmare Before Christmas kind of thing,
Hmm.
but it's in real life instead of just cartoon.
Mm.
That was so popular back then too. And like with Nightmare Before Christmas, I would say it's more creepy than it is scary.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you're a kid, it's probably a little bit scarier, but
Hmm.
like it's scary to almost the point of like a real monsters was
Yeah.
scary. Do you
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
monsters?
Real monsters?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Like, like certain like the centipede and stuff like that,
Hmm.
it's creepy. It's just
Yeah.
made to be creepy.
Yeah.
It's, larger than life.
I have a hard time being scared of Nightmare Before Christmas because I'm in love with Danny Elfman's scores. And
Yeah.
so if I can vibe to the music, it's a lot harder for me to be scared by what I'm seeing. If there's an
Yeah.
absence of music, and this is what you notice about all horror films, is that they will dial up silence to the point where you
Mhm,
can hear a pin drop and you
mhm,
know you're about to be overstimulated by some loud sound that's going to come out of nowhere, or like some big like dum, when it's just something,
mhm.
it's absolutely nothing. And but it makes it so scary. And it's like, man, like I can't, like my fans love watching me watch horror films, so that's cool.
Yep,
I love that, but I hate watching them. But I'll do it
yep.
for them for sure. But man,
And
they it's a hard time.
yep. I was gonna say another movie. Like the first movie was great. The spin-offs were garbage, but The Crow. I
Mm,
re- d- have you watched The Crow?
no.
Okay, The Crow's a great movie. But The Crow, it was filmed kind of like that. It's almost like a New York setting,
Hmm.
but it's filmed in a way of like a Sleepy Hollow thing, like where nothing's bright and vivid, nothing at all.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy that's like trying to search for people that were involved in a murder.
Gotcha.
And he kind of and it's basically his face is painted. I think in some way, one way or another, the Heath Ledger Joker
Uh-huh.
kind of derived from The Crow,
Okay.
like the face paint and stuff like that. It just seemed a
Yeah.
little too simple to me. But
Gotcha.
The Crow is one. It's set in one of those cities where it's like it's almost like a Sin City kind of thing. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yep.
Like you've seen Sin City, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of just dark and dreary kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But you definitely should watch The Crow. The Crow is a great movie.
I know. All right.
Well, and he got killed in the movie too, so it's an interesting movie.
Is that a spoiler?
No, he actually got killed.
Oh.
Like there was it was either a blank, somebody mistook a blank for
Oh,
a
damn.
real round,
He got Alec
or
Baldwin.
yep, or it was a piece of metal flew out of a gun that
Oh my
wasn't supposed
God.
to fly out or whatever. But Bruce Lee's son actually died on while filming The
Oh,
Crow.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, good.
Brandon Lee.
Okay, good to know. Hit me with a legend. What is a, like, when I think of Halloween legends or I think of ghost stories or something spooky to tell around Halloween time, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Slenderman. You know, we all remember years ago those girls who followed Slenderman, they joined the cult and they end up
Yep.
stabbing their friend like 30 times. And I think one of them just got released to a psych facility.
Slenderman, yeah.
Yep.
Um, I like okay, the legends. I'm thinking like I like the darker legend of Bigfoot, like the Bigfoot that's like a murderous kind of, you know what I mean? Because there's every nook of the United States, if you have trees, basically has a Bigfoot legend
Okay.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Some of them are a little bit more morbid than others. Like
Mm-hmm.
we have a Bigfoot legend. It's called Takuhi. It's a Native American legend, but it's a he basically mutilates, like finds people and animals and stuff like that and mutilates them, basically like tears them apart and bleeds them out and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it's not a
Nice.
very it's interesting in that, you know, that aspect. I like the kind of the dark and morbid ones. The Mothman. Was that a is that a Pennsylvania one or is that a New Jersey legend?
I was gonna say it sounds like a DC villain, but
The Mothman.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Mothman?
No, I haven't.
There's
It sounds like an Ant-Man villain,
it's supposed to be some kind of like overgrown bird, like bat or something like that.
but not
In
a
on the
moth.
well, I they call him the Mothman
That
just
would be
because.
so funny if they mischaracterized him and
Yep.
he was only there to get revenge to clarify his actual like
Oh, I know it.
species.
Yep. But I remember it was big when I was a kid. There were they made like movies and shows about it and stuff like that. It's not really a murderous thing except for maybe like it getting food. It's kind of like an elusive thing like Bigfoot where people claim to see it almost like UFOs and stuff like that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So there
Yep.
are horror aspects of Bigfoot. It's not just, oh, we're trying to find him, we think we see him
Yep.
walking
Mhm.
by, but there is a murderous aspect to him too. Because I've only heard the
Sure.
lore around, revolving around the fact that he's just elusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like the North Dakota and South Dakota legend, it's weird because it's he basically it's prey.
Mm.
The legend says that it rips their genitals off.
That's the
And
first place he goes.
yep.
It
And
sounds like Bigfoot is just horny as shit.
well,
Maybe that's his foreplay and he doesn't realize that we're as fragile as we are.
it's pulling too hard. Um,
Now cough,
but
bitch.
right, apparently he'll rip off your genitals and bleed you out through there.
That's
And
oh.
it said
Oh.
it's supposed to be either in the Native American legend they think it's for either marking its territory with your blood. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. Basically using it as a ketchup bottle. uh, mark, marking its territory with the blood, or it's like a ritualistic kind of thing. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
god, you become his personal like acrylic paint.
Oh man, it was wild. But I was reading it, I was like, that can't be right. But
That can't be right. He can't be
yeah,
this wrong. That is
yeah.
so funny.
But I
What?
mean, the monster legends. Like you have anywhere that there's a lake, there's a legend of like a big monster or a
Mm-hmm.
water creature. Stuff like that, like a Loch Ness monster, almost
Yeah.
like
I don't know if the water ones scared me as much as like my ex showed me a picture, my very first picture of a Wendigo before.
Yeah.
And that thing just with the antlers and the beastly body for some reason just terrified the hell out of me. I couldn't sleep for an entire 2 nights because of
Yeah.
that vision in my head. I was like, I don't
Yep.
know where they are. I don't know what the lore is
Mhm.
around it. I just know that it's creepy as hell. But I will say, I think the reason why Slenderman gets to me is because, and there have been countless studies on fear, and the thing that we fear the most, a lot of people, I should say, is something that is realistic and human, but something slightly off. So they did a study and they showed this one teddy bear, but they
Yep.
inserted human dentures in its mouth. And so it just had a bright, toothy smile. And it was so
Creepy.
unsettling. It's probably why people are afraid of dolls and clowns, because there's a human aspect, but something is slightly off.
Yep.
And I can totally see that. Those are the things that really get me.
Well, there's another like creature legend around here. It's called the Missouri River Monster,
Yep.
and it's basically described as having the hair of a buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
one eye. The thing that you're supposed to look for in the legend is
Mm-hmm.
a gold or an orange eye under the depths, because that's when
Okay.
you kind of see it. And basically, it's got a jagged spine that protrudes out of its body. It's got a
Mm-hmm.
horn. It has, you know, crazy mangled teeth, one eye, and it's supposedly basically the Native Americans they would like pray to it
Oh,
every time
okay.
they got off the river,
Yeah.
because in their minds, when if they were able to go on the river and come off the river, it allowed them safe passage,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, because it's said that it will either pull you into the depths and kill you, or if you see it, you will be driven mad and die very quick, like painful death.
So I would imagine that they would just be praying to it all the time because I mean, there's got to be only a handful of people who didn't pass.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if somebody didn't come back from a river voyage, it was
Mm-hmm.
said that the Missouri River Monster took it.
Oh, they weren't
But
devout enough.
no, I guess not. But I do have a question as far as like monsters and stuff like that. Like in movies, like you watched it.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and then there's other movies that kind of have a yin and yang situation with it. Do you prefer um your monsters or creatures in movies? Do you prefer them to be verbal or nonverbal?
I think it depends. As long as they do a service to the story, because there are plenty of villains, and we can list off countless villains that we can
Sure.
agree talk too much. When it comes to
Yeah.
horror stuff, when it comes to horror, less I think is more. I do appreciate complex characters. I don't need them to be related. Like I'm pretty sure I heard Mike Myers eventually is associated as like Laurie's brother in one of the movies, and they just disregard that
Mhm.
later on. I don't need that to be invested in them. I just need to know that they're vulnerable in some sense. So if they're just like a ghostly entity, that still is creepy and terrifying. You just need to, it really matters. I don't care if you're verbal or nonverbal, as long as
Mhm.
you challenge the protagonist and push them to their breaking point and force a change out of them to overcome, then I'm happy. That can come in the form
Yep.
of a leaf falling on the ground, or
Mhm.
somebody like Thanos who loves monologuing. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah. Well, like the way I look at it is if it's verbal or nonverbal, if a monster or a creature is verbal,
Mhm.
then it kind of warrants a background and a story kind of thing to be, kind of fulfill like this a personality and stuff like that. And nonverbal, like let's put the creature from Cloverfield.
Okay.
It's kind of it's nonverbal. Sure, it like makes noise and it roars and all that stuff like that, but it
Mhm.
kind of tells the story through a nonverbal thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't really need to have a personality. It doesn't need to have dialogue.
Yeah.
And then I looked at like the Joker, like
Mhm. Yeah.
the Joker character. Now, I think to be honest, I people might disagree with me on this, but I think the Joker could go either way because I don't think he would be any less menacing if he didn't talk. But
Mhm.
there's a wacky aspect to his
Mhm.
personality that kinda comes out a little bit more than just his image.
Yep.
Like, his image, I can see there's a lot of hurt, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Like,
Mhm.
I don't need him to talk to know that he is damaged.
Yeah.
But with the personality and stuff like that, it creates a story with that character. I guess
Mhm.
if that's kinda what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
him being verbal, now I need to know about the character. I need to know a backstory. I need to know why he's like this. I need to know stuff like that. If he was nonverbal, he would kind of just be the creepy dude in the purple suit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
But the dialogue from him really sets him over the edge into this chaotic mastermind. Like I think as soon as the two fairies find out that they have bombs on their in their holes in the Dark Knight, when and then he comes on the little PA system and he tells them exactly what social experiment they're going to be a part of. Like that
Mhm.
is menacing. Or the fact that he's just laughing in Batman's face telling him that he has no power, that physical
Yep.
brute strength can't destroy him. Like that
Mhm.
is harrowing for Batman and you can really
Yep.
just see on his face that this is a joke to him and he's enjoying every
For
bit of
sure.
it. Um
For sure.
yeah. Yeah. So it really doesn't matter, but it really matters to me how they service the growth of the protagonist, if they do, if at all. A lot of horror films
Yeah.
don't see any growth from um, their protagonists. They just
Mhm.
see them surviving. But it was a little bit different because it made the characters grow by facing their fears, and you don't always get that a lot in horror films because a lot of times they just end abruptly. There's no growth. Like for example, when I watched Smile for the first time, Smile
Yeah.
there was no growth. She just descended into madness and became the thing that she was afraid of.
Yeah.
So,
Um. Oh, one thing with I guess going back to the Joker too, is how do you differentiate like Heath Ledger's Joker to Walking Phoenix Joker?
mhm.
Because like to me, they're very different,
Oh
like,
yeah, oh yeah.
sides of it, because, like, the Heath Ledger one, you don't really feel sorry for him. You
Mm-mm.
kind of just take the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Walking Phoenix one, it seems like that he is designed for you to feel, like, a little bit more sorry for the character
Yeah,
than, angry about what he's doing or what he's about to do.
yeah.
So it's like like, how do you feel that they took that character and kind of pulled him in 2 different directions?
I like it. I know they were smart to not try to go after Heath Ledger's Joker again, and
Yeah.
they humanized him. They gave him a name for God's sake. He became Arthur
Mhm,
Fleck. His laugh was a medical condition. It wasn't
mhm,
a response to his already chaotic nature, and you felt so bad for how vilified he's been. He's been through his entire life and bullied, and he just
yep,
couldn't get over it. And then by the time he ends up shooting the talk show host, he's just completely descended into society is broken. They don't care about me. They don't care about you. All they care about is greed and money and selfishness. And
mhm,
you're a little bit more torn because you're like, wow, I agree with what he's saying, but I don't agree with what he's doing. Whereas Heath Ledger's
yeah,
Joker, you never really felt that way.
yep. Like I said, with The Dark Knight, with Heath Ledger's Joker, it was more of a fun take the ride kind of thing.
Yeah.
The other one was such an emotional roller coaster,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can't help but see him
Mm-hmm.
dive into madness or whatever, and you
Mm-hmm.
kinda I'm like, "Well, anyone would really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Heath Ledger's enemy, the Joker's enemy has always been Batman and society and societal norms. And
Mm-hmm.
the Joker really just took Batman away and just made his antagonist society. And it showed how he grew to become the person who made it his sole mission to break societal norms and to break the system, which
Yep.
I really appreciated that. I didn't watch the second one, but the first one I appreciated that.
Well, and then the Walking Phoenix one too. It really plays a role in his mind is very much his enemy as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like that creates it almost creates every aspect of pain that he's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the stuff he's masking to the stuff that kind of comes up when you think he's having a relationship with that chick, he made that up in his mind. You know what I mean? To feel happy.
Yeah.
And then you find out it never happened.
Yeah.
It's like he's almost his own worst enemy.
Right. Exactly. Now, we got to get you over to Welcome to Derry, don't we?
Yeah, let's do it. We can end it there.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Welcome to Derry is debuting in a few minutes. John is going to go watch it. He's going to give us a full-on review next time we're on the pod. Hey, guys, have a happy Halloween, guys. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for tuning in to our Halloween special. If you like more, we got more coming for you. Episodes every week, every other week, depending on the holiday schedule. I'm Ryder.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next time.